Welcome to our deep dive into the complexities surrounding the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, a region once deemed safe from industrial development but now at the center of heated political and environmental debates. In this video, we will trace the pivotal moments that transformed the refuge's status, beginning with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, which opened the door for drilling exploration. We'll explore the ensuing environmental impact statements, auction dynamics, and the evolving stance of the Biden administration amidst ongoing legal challenges. Join us as we unravel the implications of these decisions on both the environment and economic interests, questioning what the future holds for this fragile ecosystem. 1. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. A turning point. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 was a monumental piece of legislation, primarily known for its sweeping changes to the U.S. tax code. However, tucked within its many pages was a provision that would significantly impact ANWR. This provision mandated the opening of the refuge's coastal plain to oil and gas drilling. This move was a pivotal shift in U.S. energy policy, transforming the refuge from a protected area to a potential site for energy extraction. The decision was met with widespread controversy, as it signaled a willingness to prioritize energy development over environmental protection. 2. Final Environmental Impact Statement. A blueprint for development. In September 2019, the Bureau of Land Management released the Final Environmental Impact Statement, ICE, for ANWR. This document outlined the environmental considerations for drilling in the refuge. It proposed extensive infrastructure development, including airstrips, well pads, roads, and pipelines. The EIS was a detailed blueprint for how drilling could proceed, but it also highlighted the potential environmental risks. The report raised concerns about the impact on local wildlife, including caribou and migratory birds, and the potential disruption to fragile ecosystems. 3. Lease sale auction. Limited interest and concerns. The Interior Department conducted a lease sale auction for drilling rights in ANWR on January 6, 2021. Despite the significant build-up, the auction attracted limited interest. Only 11 of the 22 tracts received bids, and no major oil companies participated. This lack of enthusiasm raised questions about the economic viability of drilling in the refuge. It also highlighted the growing concerns within the industry about the environmental and reputational risks associated with such ventures. 4. Biden administration's response. A shift towards protection. Upon taking office in January 2021, President Joe Biden made a decisive move to halt drilling activities in ANWR. His executive order signaled a shift towards environmental protection, temporarily pausing any development in the refuge. This decision was welcomed by environmentalists and indigenous groups, who had long opposed drilling in the area. The Biden administration's actions were seen as a reversal of the previous administration's policies, prioritizing conservation over exploitation. 5. Suspension of leases. A step back. In June 2021, the Biden administration took another significant step by suspending all oil drilling leases issued by the previous administration. This suspension was pending a comprehensive review of the lease's environmental impacts and legal basis. The move was part of a broader effort to reassess the potential consequences of drilling in ANWR. It reflected a cautious approach, ensuring that any future decisions were informed by a thorough understanding of the environmental stakes. 6. Legal challenges. A contentious battle. The decision to cancel the leases in September 2023 sparked a series of legal challenges. The Dunleavy administration filed a lawsuit in January 2025, claiming the cancellation violated a 2017 law that mandated development in the refuge. This legal battle underscored the ongoing tensions between economic development and environmental preservation. It highlighted the complex web of legal, political, and economic factors that continue to shape the future of ANWR. 7. Trump's executive order in January 2025. Renewed controversy. On his first day back in office in January 2025, President Trump reignited the controversy by signing an executive order that reopened the refuge to gas and oil exploration. This decision marked another dramatic shift, reversing the protective measures implemented by the previous administration. The order was met with immediate backlash from environmentalists and indigenous groups, who feared the impact on the refuge's delicate ecosystems and cultural heritage. 8. Environmental concerns. A fragile balance. Environmentalists and indigenous groups, such as the Gwich'in, have consistently voiced strong opposition to drilling in ANWR. They cite potential threats to wildlife habitats, including the calving grounds for caribou, which are vital to the Gwich'in way of life. The refuge is not just a piece of land, it holds cultural and spiritual significance for indigenous communities. The potential environmental damage from drilling poses a direct threat to these values, raising questions about the long-term consequences of such actions. 9. Economic considerations. Weighing the pros and cons. Proponents of drilling argue that it could generate significant revenue and create jobs, contributing to economic growth. They emphasize the potential benefits of tapping into ANWR's oil reserves, especially in an era of fluctuating energy prices. However, the actual economic benefits remain uncertain, as demonstrated by the limited interest from major oil companies in the lease auctions. This uncertainty fuels the debate, as stakeholders weigh the potential economic gains against the environmental and cultural costs. 10. Ongoing debate. A future in the balance. The future of drilling in ANWR remains a contentious issue, with economic interests, environmental protection, and indigenous rights all hanging in the balance. The outcome will depend on a complex interplay of legal proceedings, policy decisions, and public advocacy. As the debate continues, the world watches to see how the United States will navigate this delicate balance between development and conservation, and what it will mean for one of the last great wildernesses on Earth.